Now, let me share the good news. The good news is our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is in Nigeria finally after 2 weeks of special visitation, like he told us, and he's back just yesterday night. And of course, we are waiting for him to, give us, heads up on what is going on or what is going to happen, because there's a lot of cry out about the cost of living, which we discussed yesterday, and of course the phones were blowing up, text messages keep coming in, we could not take all of it. But before we go into the same cost of living, which I know is the in thing right now and is trending all over social media, I would like to discuss about something else first, and that is another aspect that people are looking at, because they're like, if the cost of living is high, this is the things we do to keep our heads straight, according to some persons. And this is about the federal government banning alcoholic beverages in sachet. Okay, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has banned alcoholic beverages produced in sachet less than 200 ml. Disclosing this, the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyemi, says the 5-year window given to the manufacturers of the product to stop producing the drinks in sachet and PET bottles, which began in 2028, elapsed on January 31st, 2003. And she said enforcement of the ban commenced on February 1st, 2024. According to her, the agency took the decision to ban the production of the drinks and, of course, in such sachets because of the negative effect on underage children. She said because the drinks come in pocket-friendly sizes, accessible and affordable, children easily fall for the packages, only to face the consequences in the future. And I think she's talking about the health of the people. And of course, an update to that is that NAFDAC has clamped down on producers of alcoholic drinks, sachet, in Ogun State. But first, let's talk about the FG movement, and now they're already clamping down on the manufacturers and cutting off supplies and all of that. Now, like I said, cost of living is high, is very high. But as of yesterday, what we treated was the presidency, bio, that's strategy, yes, said that cost of living in Africa, when it comes to Africa, we have the lowest cost of living when it comes to Nigeria in Africa, in quote. So now, what people are busy trying to use this, I'm not saying sachet is good, but I'm saying the things they use to calm themselves at night or in the morning or in the afternoon is not a thing they're saying they are not. I even tried a little talk around. I went in the street and I was like, they are going to ban this drink, people are taking it, people should not take it. And like, are they playing? This is what we know how to use to calm ourselves and sleep at night. So how would they ban it? They can't ban it. If they ban it, we'll find a way to produce another one in our room. So I was just like, people are really out for this sachet. But I want to hear what you have to say about this movement.
Well, the one that is general, because that one is not general. Like me now, I don't take alcohol, so it doesn't have any effect on me. But looking at this generally, things are very hard. I listened to the statement credited to Bayo Onanuga. I know when you are in Aso Rock, the kind of lifestyle that you will be living there is going to be different from the other. If care is not taken, assuming they are producing different newspaper there, you have different news compared to what is happening in the world. So I'm not surprised. If it's the same Bayo Onanuga that after leaving the news, there is no work he has to do. I know at that time he won't be saying what he's saying now. So, but when you are, Yoruba used to say, Omuti o gbagbe ise. So at times when people are suffering, their head will think straight. But when they get to a place where everything is so there, how can you say when people in our backyard there, Benin Republic, is the standard of living there is how could somebody that is in Nigeria selling gari could send his kids to go and study in Benin Republic and he can afford it easily compared to the one in Nigeria? And somebody is saying standard of living in Nigeria is the best in Africa. I know he's talking based on where he is. When you are in a place of affluence, there are some things that will come to you naturally. I think that is what he's saying. So if this is the way he wants to be defending government, Mr. Bayonoga, there is difference between somebody be a seasoned journalist and to be a spokesperson or image maker. There are three different things. So you are not doing this one very well. You are a brilliant journalist, but in terms of defending government with this kind of strategy, there is no strategy in it. Then on the issue of this ban of all these sachet whatever, look, the problem I have with NAFDAC is that the excuses they are giving is not genuine to me. If you buy all the sachets, who told you that those students that you are, because of that they cannot buy the one in bottle? At least you are not going to buy everything. It's not total outright ban. It's only the one on sachet. And is it not the same production? But what they would have used, look at when Lagos State was banning all these before they gave them 2 weeks, all these ones, that all these takeaways, whatever, and they use the environmental reasons, because you cannot recycle it. You can't recycle it. So if they want to use the environmental, then another thing again is this: what they want to do, they want to turn all these sachets into tramadol. With the porous border that we have, how many workers are working for NAFDAC? You just want to create room for maybe Nigerian police and other ones. I didn't say alcohol is good because I don't take it. I have never taken it. I have never taken it in my life. So it's not that maybe, but one thing there is this: there are a lot of germane things. There are a lot of products that are drinking products that are adulterated in Nigeria. In fact, majority of the soft drink now, the way they are adulterating it now, that you cannot even know the original from the fake. In fact, there is a particular drink that till today a lot of people are still asking that question: which one is the original? Because they are selling the original and the fake together. That is what they should focus on. But this particular one, they should give environmental reasons. That one is good. But though majority of the public school in Lagos, I stand to be corrected. I have done this research around Alimosho local government. Inside Alimosho, we have different LCDA there. Igodo, Ikotun, Egbe, Idimu, and so. I discovered that around every senior high school and junior secondary school, they always set all the sachet alcoholic drinks there. And so they do buy it too. They are not lying. Research has shown that. And there should be a way to curb that. How can you allow those people selling all these kind of alcoholic drinks to be beside the school? In fact, betting shops are virtually beside their fence. So all this is what we should lay emphasis on. But on this, on the issue of that ban, with what it's doing to our youth, I agree with them. But they should give environmental reasons. Because if you look at all these canal, whatever, if you see what these sachets, the empty sachet, the used one, and our drivers go to bus stops, go to all those parks. If they want to buy, they have to do a lot of work. It's like you want to buy cigarettes. It's like you want to buy cigarette though. Their motivation every because another thing again is not everybody alcoholic motivator. It's not. Forget it. There is no motivation in it. Although those people that are used to it and is part of them, they will think otherwise. But what is important here is this: I think what government needs to do, maybe the tariff on it, and it's not imported. Ogun State to suffer. Because they are the headquarter.
Exactly.
Because I know like 20 companies, in fact conglomerates, producing it.
Most of them are right there.
In fact, if they are not here going to Abeokuta, they are there going to Ota. I know them now. I know those places. But what is important there is this: there are a lot of things that needs to be banned in Nigeria. I must confess, there are a lot of things. I agree. They are not, but they should give more reasons and other things that they need to do. Don't allow anybody selling alcoholic drinks to be beside secondary school. Somebody doing betting shop beside secondary school.
And beside the police station.
I know that. That one is an emblem of every police station.
Okay, let's hear from you.
Well, I've never been a supporter of bans. I think that societies, the role of government is to provide stability and provide some sort of regulation, policy, and all that, and then let society be what society would be within the reasonable limits of human existence. There are people that drink these things, like you said. I don't drink all those things, but there are people that do it, and there are people that use it responsibly. There are people that, you know, drink it for entertainment purposes, for whatever, you know. The fact that, you know, there are people that don't drink Pepsi, they don't drink Coke, because they'll tell you it's not healthy for them, so they drink water. Should government come in and say, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, if you look at the volume, I'm calling their names on the program, if you look at the volume of sugar
inside it
in this product,
They
should be banned.
Yes, they should.
They are dangerous to the health and well-being of society. They kill. These things actually kill, right? So, but are we going to say because of that we should ban, you know, all these fizzy drinks? We should ban, then, you know, we'll ban ourselves out of existence. So
only water will remain.
So I've never been in support of running governments by banning. I think that it's a lazy way of
solving problems.
Yes, of solving problems. It's very lazy. Mr. Demuro has identified those key issues. The reason that NAFDAC gave, you know, well, it's a concern. You know, I don't think that young children, minors, should have access to alcohol, strong alcohol. You know, but are you going to ban it? Is the solution to that problem banning it? Then you might as well, because look, minors also have access to the full bottled ones. Then you ban those ones as well. You know, so I don't think banning is the solution. I think that NAFDAC, working in conjunction with the relevant government MDAs, Ministry of Education, maybe Ministry of Health, Ministry of Information, talking about National Orientation Agency, you know, come together, come up with a robust, well-articulated plan that you will implement across the entire country. You can't be banning things just because of one small. The problem, as quoted by them, is that these drinks are available because they are cheap to young people. How can you ban an entire sector because of that one problem? It makes no sense. Those sachets were developed, if you look back just 10 years ago, they didn't exist.
Yes.
So those things became, they were innovations that were brought about by these manufacturers as a result of challenges that they are seeing, as a result of opportunities that they are seeing in the market. And then with one simple swipe of the biro, you kill that entire sector of that industry. All of the work, research and development that went into it, you destroy it.
Labor force.
It makes no sense. The work, you know, there are some people that is their own brand that they are managing on behalf of those companies. You are throwing them potentially out of a job. You know, what about the people that hawk them? You are throwing them out of it. They have to go and find something else to do. You know, so I think that our governments need to look beyond banning as a response to problems, legitimate problems that we see. We have to be more creative. We have to be more long-term, you know, in our orientation. So please, this ban, if it can be reversed, I would suggest that it should be reversed, whilst we now look for more lasting solutions to the problem of abuse of those things.
Well, I wish what you just said is something that was very visible, because right now NAFDAC has actually clamped down on producers of alcoholic drinks and sachets in Ogun State. They have commenced the clampdown already for producers of alcohol in sachets and PET bottles below 200 ml in Ogun State. The task force team of the agency visited some factories producing the products in Adodota area of Ogun State.
That is the headquarters.
Yes, the headquarters. The agency claimed that such products put the health of consumers at risk, and it has created awareness for people, especially the youth, traders and others, that such products should not be in circulation after January 31st, 2024. Officials of the agency said uncontrolled access and availability of high concentration alcohol in sachet and PET bottles below 200 ml have been identified as a factor contributing to substance and alcohol abuse in Nigeria. They added that NAFDAC is currently conducting a nationwide operation as the deadline has expired, and they want to ensure they phase out the production of such products. Let us quickly go watch the video from Ogun State about correspondent John Felix, where NAFDAC clamped down on the producers of alcoholic drinks in Sachet, past Ogun State. We'll be right back to continue the report.
realize that the abuse of alcohol, mostly by young people, are so enormous. So that's the reason why they set up this committee. They set up this committee to eradicate the abuse of alcohol. And a communique was sent to all companies not to produce below 200 ml alcoholic drink. I'm very sure that they were going to be evacuated and forfeited for destruction.
Okay, yes, we just saw that video and we can see the whole package. It's a whole lot of video, a very long one. We could see some of them on the floor, like cartons of drinks, all displayed on the floor.
I think for me, very quickly on this matter is that government needs to realize that nature abhors vacuum. The fact that those things exist in the volumes that they do, the fact that these companies have invested as much money as they have in producing those things. Remember, for them to produce those sachets, they had to invest money in production lines.
Yes.
That are different from the ones for bottling.
Yes.
Right? And we're talking off air. All of the major producers of all the strong alcohols, they have this segment, this package,
all of them
as well, all of them.
And they invested much.
And they invested. We're talking of hundreds of millions of naira, maybe
billions, yes,
across the entire sector. So if you ban it, okay, fine. Those people will lose the investment. They will survive. They will not die. But I tell you what will happen, inevitably and invariably. Sachet.
Mixture, yes.
All of the local alternatives will blossom. They will, they will blossom. They will come into full force. They will sell them. And you will still struggle to control it. This is how black markets are created.
Yes.
So for me, it's very, very important for our government officials to understand that the fact that you have power does not mean you must wield it indiscriminately. You also have to use discretion, sense, wisdom, and engagement, moral suasion, a very well-balanced mix of different strategies to address the problem you have rightly identified. So I don't support the abuse of alcoholic beverages. I don't drink. It's important for me to state that. But society is not run based on just my own desires or my own habits alone. You have to look at what is best for the entirety of society, the low people, the vulnerable that you're trying to protect, the high and mighty, government, all sectors and segments must be well catered for. This ban is harsh. Even though the warning has been there for a while, so I think that the companies that are involved would have found a way around all of this. But I just don't support banning. I think that it's just not a good way of running societies.
Then, in addition to I'm looking at the employment side.
Exactly, the labor force. And
one thing that I don't know what NAFDAC so hurry like that. Fine, they may have given some period of time based on research and what they are talking. It's not that they've told them that 5 years ago they are going to ban it. No, there was a conversation going on. Now, is it because majority of these companies, they are resided in Nigeria? If you have to start, I think we need to start from tobacco. We need to start from tobacco products. Or is it because these ones are situated in Nigeria and these are foreigners that came to Nigeria to invest heavily, and now our economy is still in shambles? So by the time we take billions of naira away from the same economy that is fragile, that is on the brim of collapse, is it not? Then the employment, what it means is that all those companies producing all these things, they are going to lay down some staff. Is that one?
Of course.
That one is that. What of the indirect staff? Because those are direct staff. What of indirect staffs? I think is the kind of thing they can just look around it, give some certain restrictions, and try to create a kind of level. Because what goes to these all these sachet alcoholic drinks goes to cigarettes too. It's everywhere. Go to even the one that is banned, tramadol and whatever. They are still on sale. So what they need to do is, because this thing now, they've created room for, I trust Nigerian police. It's an avenue for them to strike. I trust Nigerian police. And the NAFDAC needs to collaborate with a lot of people. URTW, all those people in charge, then artisan, because there are some certain people, they will say if they don't take them, they cannot work. So they need to do something as regards that, so that by the time they are doing this, it's going to be very, very okay business-wise, and they will make some certain restriction. But one thing I still believe is this: if you clear up this sachet, maybe is above 20 ml or CF that you want to, no problem. They will be doing it in bottles. By the time they do it in bottles, who told you that they will not be able? Because it's a combination of what is inside all those, like 4 or 5 that make, so they will still continue buying. But we still need to take it away from our younger ones, especially those people that are not up to 18 years. So it's very, very important. NAFDAC needs to do a lot of work. We don't want to see all those alcoholic drinks, irrespective of the size and the names, beside the school premises, especially senior secondary, junior secondary school. I've seen a primary school student, people drinking this. Primary. Yes, I did not even bother that if police is going to arrest me at the end of the day, but I know before police will arrest me, I will arrest his parents, because I gave him the beating of his life. Even the woman that sold it, in fact, I created a scene. The woman ran away. Wow. That if this one could be your son, primary 4 kids, you are selling this sachet, primary 4. I said, oh, you are selling this to him, and you put your own children at home. Of course. And you want to spoil the lives of this one. Don't forget, if this one becomes a criminal, your own children self is not safe. So I think that is one of the things that NAFDAC wants to guard again, but they should go through it thoroughly. Any public primary school, any public junior and senior secondary school that beside their fence there is betting shop there is all these alcoholic whatever, there is all these cigarette sellers there, arrest them.
Okay, to add more to what you have said, you talked about labor force, which is very agreeable, and you also said from outside his word, these people are international investors that invested in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, even NAFDAC has actually even come out to also say that most of the pharmaceutical products that we have in Nigeria are fake. According to I think about 80-something% or 90-something%, and most of these they bring in are fake. And most of these pharmaceutical companies are leaving Nigeria. So it's a thing of, I just feel like there is no planning. Like if the pharmaceutical companies are getting out of Nigeria, and you're saying
and they are not out of business, they are going to a neighboring country, and they will not produce here, they will not import it back here.
And you're saying most of the importations are still fake, because of course you don't want them to produce. Now you have gone back to the drinks. The point is the labor, the people, unemployment.
No, they're going to be out of work.
That's the cry out. Anyways, let me read this one. This is a very long one. This one says the rate at which students buy sachet alcoholic drinks in Ikotu Egbe. Students
Ikotu Egbe. That is, in fact, that is the exact location that I saw that primary 4. The person that said that test, fantastic.
Great. They said students on school uniform, they buy and drink and eventually get into fights. Ikotu, okay,
high school.
Ikotu,
I know the place.
Ikotu Senior High School have been getting into fights
every Wednesday. In fact, last week about 18 of them were arrested. I witnessed it last week Wednesday, throwing bottles at police officers, if not because of Ikotu police station. I'm telling you, the 2 schools are inside the same compound. They always fight the technical school, because the way it is, there is a bus stop called College Bus Stop. Inside that particular street, that is where you have the 2 schools, Community High School, then Ikotu Senior High School. You have them, they always fight themselves after. Beside that fence, about 5 or 4 places where they are selling alcoholic drinks. I'm telling you, and there are some betting shops there, those ones are many. Then at the other side, that is where you have technical college. The person did not even lie. That is where I saw primary 4.
Buying alcoholic.
God.
Anyways, let me read on. It says GCC Ikotu and Ikotu Senior High School have been getting into fights for years. Students bring out cutlass, axe, and dangerous weapons in broad daylight to fight. What gets me angry most is that there is a police station nearby, which you said, and they are doing nothing. Every Friday or Wednesday. Oh my God.
They did something.
Students run helter-skelter. Please help us report this to the government. Please, a student that wants this fight to stop. This is a student. It's actually a student texting us right now.
Yes.
It said this is a student that wants this fight to stop, and it is a student who really needs it to stop.
As over 20 students
were
injured last Wednesday.
This is so very, very sad. Okay. Okay, let me read some messages again. This one say, okay, this one is talking about the alcoholic beverage. You say, this one said, small thing when we they take happy. As people no fit buy bottle, now still one ban now. Waiting happen. Another says, thank God, my ex-boyfriend Mama go finally rest. It is long overdue. I pray it works. You know, the way Nigerians react to something sometimes are very funny. Okay.